I done sacrificed my niggas because none of my niggas see the best in me. They want me slinging metal like the devil, but I'm heaven sent. My brother, my mother been addicts. Fuck my daddy because he neglected me. All right. I done sacrificed my niggas because none of my niggas see the best in me. This is not betrayal talk. This is separation language. In initiation stories, one of the first costs is community misunderstanding. What he's saying is the people closest to me only know the old version. They expect continuity, not transformation. My growth threatens their expectations. So the sacrifice isn't violence, it's distance. That's one of the hardest initiatory cuts. Outgrowing the people who still see you as who you were. They want me slinging metal like the devil, but I'm heaven sent. This line is doing polarity in one sentence. Slinging metal to guns, violence, street rule. Devil, destructive, expectation, chaos, assignment. Heaven sent, higher calling, restraint, purpose. The key word is want. They want him to stay in a role that validates their worldview, keeps him familiar, keeps him accessible. But he's saying that's not who sent me. This is about conflicting assignments. The streets assign one role, God assigns another, and he's choosing authorship over expectation. Earlier, he wrestled with whether he was God sent. Here, he's confronting the consequences of believing it. Believing your call doesn't just lift you, it isolates you. And that's real, okay? My brother, my mother been addicts. This line is devastating because it's unembellished. No metaphor, no poetry, just fact. Addiction here represents inherited pain, environmental pressure, survival trauma. This is Kodak locating his demons upstream, not glamorizing them. He's saying this didn't start with me. That reframes his earlier demon language as context, not identity. Fuck my daddy because he neglected me. This is the root wound. In initiation psychology, father absence often shows up as reckless behavior, authority conflict, hunger for validation, and self-testing. This line explains everything before it. The need for approval, the testing narrative, the fear of destiny, the craving to be seen as sent. Neglect creates a vacuum, and vacuums get filled by the streets, the box, the devil's expectations. So when Kodak says God sent, part of what he's saying is somebody finally chose me, okay? Watch how the structure works. Friends don't see the best in him, leads to separation. Streets want violence, leads to rejection. Family struggles with addiction, leads to inheritance. Father neglects him, is the origin wound. That is the full initiation backdrop. In classic terms, the initiate is misunderstood by peers, pressured into destructive roles, born into dysfunction, and marked by parental absence. This isn't random confession. This is why the descent happened. After hearing this, God sent no longer sounds like ego. It sounds like compensation for neglect. Not in a fake way, in a human way. If nobody else saw me, I had to believe God did. That's not arrogance. That's survival theology. What he's really sacrificing here isn't people, it's expectations. Everybody around him wants to stay in a role that fits their pain. But believing you're heaven sent means you can't keep fulfilling devil level assignments. I done sacrificed my niggas. At face value, Kodak knows exactly what that phrase triggers. There's a long-standing conspiracy narrative in hip-hop that says anybody who reaches a certain level had to sacrifice somebody. That language is already in the culture. Kodak didn't invent it, he's activating it. So when he says, I done sacrifice my niggas, he's knowingly stepping into a phrase that people associate with blood sacrifice rumors, occult narratives, price of fame mythology. He's not naive about that at all. Immediately after I done sacrifice my niggas, he explains why. Because none of my niggas see the best in me. That's not ritual language, that's relational language. The sacrifice isn't blood, it's separation. He's saying the people closest to me only see the street version. They expect me to stay violent. They benefit from me staying that way. So the sacrifice is letting go of relationships that require you to stay small or destructive. That's a real cost and a common one when someone tries to change. We pointed out that the video includes blood imagery, ritual-like visuals, church symbolism, initiation energy. On the surface, that feeds the conspiracy crowd, but context matters. The blood imagery in the video aligns with initiation, marking, cost, transformation, not with violence against others. And notice, the blood is on him. The marking happens to him. The suffering is self-contained. That's initiation symbolism, not sacrificial violence. So visually he's showing if there's a sacrifice here, I'm the one paying it. By saying I didn't sacrifice my niggas himself, Kodak removes mystery, names the rumor, reframes it on his terms. He's basically saying, y'all gonna say it anyway, so let me tell you what it really is. And what it really is, choosing heaven-sent behavior over devil-assigned expectations, refusing to sling metal to satisfy people around him, and accepting isolation as the price of restraint. Kodak is narrating pressure, not outcomes. At the time of the song, Kodak is saying, people expect me to stay destructive. People benefit from the old version of me. Choosing heaven-sent behavior costs relationships. That's it. Everything that comes later, the rumors, accusations, reinterpretations, get layered onto that line retroactively, which is exactly how hip-hop myth-making works.